Welcome to Apprentice Marks. My name's John. In today's video, I'm making a paddle for a bunch of these little craft beer glasses. So every year there's this craft beer and barbecued meat festival in my hometown, and they give out these little beer glasses. They're like 5-ounce taster glasses. I've been going to this thing for probably 5 years now, and so I've got a ton of these little taster glasses, and a bunch of my friends that come every year have them as well. What I'd like to do is build a holder for probably 4 of them. It's kind of like a beer paddle that I can use to carry around so that when I go up to get one beer, I get more than 5 ounces of beer. What I have in mind is a 2-platform system. We'll have one platform on the bottom, and then we'll have a platform on the top, and all of our beer glasses are going to sit between these platforms here. And then we'll have dowels on the corners that act as standoffs to hold the platforms apart, and then a rope over the top here so that you can hang on to it, kind of like a tool case. Okay, so I'm thinking about how I want to lay out this board, and I want to put 4 glasses on per board and keep about 1 inch of spacing in between each glass for structural reasons. So I think I'm going to do a 15-inch long board, and then I'll do a 4.5-inch wide board because these glasses are about 2.5 inches at the outer diameter around the top, which is their widest point. So I think that'll give me 1 inch of spacing on all sides. Yeah.
All of the wood for this project was salvaged from the same boards that I used to make my pallet wood end tables. If you haven't seen that video yet, check out the link in the description. Originally, I wanted to make 3 of these beer holders, and each beer holder consists of 3 boards, so I needed to cut enough board length to width in order to get 9 boards. I decided to use the cedar that I had for the bottoms, and the crappy pine for the middle and top layers. With all the board length cut to width, I proceeded to cut the 12 boards that I actually needed. To do this, I used my miter sled, and I put a block on my table saw fence that allowed me to make sure that every board was cut to the exact same length. With all the boards cut to the right length, the last step was to plane them all to the correct width.
Do you want me to hold one side there?
I'm just trying to get it aligned. Okay, that's close there.
Yeah,
all right.
give her.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
That'll kick a bit, all right.
Okay, so let me grab that there. And then you maybe put 2 hands on that drill, and let's... Is that through?
Yep.
Beauty. Holy fuck, that thing's got balls, eh?
Yeah.
Didn't fall out. Big fucking thing. There you go.
The bright side.
Now use the big one. All right, don't fuck it up. This is the problem: is as you get closer to the end of a project, the possibility of fucking it up gets bigger.
Oh,
holy shit! Did that ever fuck it up? Holy fuck!
Turn it into a 3-type paddle. Well, we did that one. Jake, you want to try the other bowl?
Might as well.
After Plan A ended in tears, I grabbed some poplar off of the scrap shelf and initiated Plan B. I cut sides for the 2 remaining beer paddles that would be glued between the middle and top pieces instead of trying to use dowels.
You always think about like when you're trying to build something and you're like, it has to be perfect. There's no defects, even though nobody can see them.
That's right. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, you know?
No. As long as it's sturdy and it looks alright. The glue alone is probably sturdy enough to hold it
yeah.
together.
It's not going anywhere.
Once the wood glue dried, I used some 5-minute epoxy to fill in all the nail holes and crevices and cracks that were left over from when this wood belonged to pallets. After a quick trip to the router where I rounded over all the edges, I applied 4 or 5 layers of wipe-on poly to finish the surface and protect it from beer.
There you go.
Thank you. Is the Groot on tap?
Yes.
Okay, that's an easy one.
Not like how. I couldn't name you like. There's like no Ed Sheeran songs where I'm like, oh yes, that's one. Just call it this one.
Let's review. So it worked out pretty well on festival day. There's a few things I'd probably change about it if I were doing the project again. I really liked the cedar along the bottom here. I think the color contrast between the cedar and, I mean, whatever the hell this type of wood is really nice. The holes in the bottom are probably unnecessary. When the glasses fit in the top, they actually fit pretty straight. They don't wobble too much, so I don't think there's much need for the holes in the bottom. Moreover, if the glasses slosh while you're carrying this thing, beer collects in these bottom holes here, and it sits against the wood, which probably can't be all that good for the wood or for the glue, even though we use water-resistant glue. So if you were going to build this and you were going to put holes in the bottom here to hold the bottoms of the glasses, I would suggest drilling a drain hole in the bottom here as well that would allow the beer to run out at the bottom so that you wouldn't have problems with beer collecting in here. The handles work pretty well. I would probably try and get something that's a little looser, maybe more towards the top here, maybe spins a little more free, and that's so that when you're carrying it by the handle, the thing doesn't sit like cockeyed like this. See how it's kind of off to the side and the beer glasses can slosh that way? If the handle's looser to spin, then it'll tend to use its center of gravity to balance this thing, and the beer glasses will stay more upright. Overall though, you know, the finish held up nicely. It looks great. I got a lot of great comments while at the festival, and got a few pictures taken of me that should probably end up on Facebook somewhere. I don't know. So yeah, overall a success. Couple of ideas for round 2 next year, but yeah, a good project. That's about it for this video. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing between videos, please remember to follow me over on Instagram at Music Police or on Twitter at ApprenticeMarks, or check out my website at ApprenticeMarks.com where I've got write-ups for every video. If you like what I'm doing here, hey man, hit that like and subscribe button down there. That's how I know that people love me, and it's how I get my self-validation and gratification. If you don't do that, I will cry myself to sleep every single night. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.